Schumer and all my colleagues who are here, of course, including the Republican members of the Senate who have worked to expand the support for this bill while retaining the purpose of this bill, which the leader has mentioned is actually very reasonable, mainly that we'd like to see more reporting of these kinds of unprovoked hate crimes against AAPIs and incidents of that nature. So that is the substance of the bill, but I can tell you that the AAPI community is under siege. They feel very vulnerable, and to a great extent, in the history of our country, they have felt very invisible. That is why this bill is so important, modest as it is. It is a modest start to recognize that these kinds of hate crimes cannot continue and cannot be tolerated in our country. That this bill is very important to them because it truly is a bill that represents to the AAPI community the Senate and soon followed by the House, because there's a companion bill introduced by Grace Meng in the House, that this is the first time that we will stand up as a body to say that we condemn these kinds of crimes and we're going to recognize it for what it is, hate crimes, and we are going to do something about it. This is very bipartisan, and I worked very closely with Susan Collins to address her concerns. And as noted, there's input from Rick Scott, and of course that my colleagues here have very much improved the bill and strengthened the bill. But it is time for all of us to stand up against these kinds of unprovoked attacks. I do not know a single Asian in this AAPI person in this country who feels safe just walking around without being very aware of the surroundings and who might come up to them and yell some kind of a hateful words to them. In fact, one of my employees just said that he was at a Thai restaurant and there was a customer in the restaurant who was not wearing a mask, and the restaurant people asked her to wear a mask. She refused. She started yelling, literally screaming at them, and he was just walking by. He saw that. He tapped on the window and did this to break the sort of the rising cycle of anger that was emanating from this customer, and then she proceeded to go outside and start to yell at him. So this is the kind of unprovoked incidents that occur every single day, multiple times. We need to get the data on this kind of occurrence, and we certainly need to do more than what's called for in this bill, but it is certainly a start and a meaningful start for the AAPI community.
Thank you,
Thank
Senator
you.
Hirono. Senator Duckworth.